Certificate needs a name. But, sir, Ashima protests, we can't possibly name him ourselves. Mr. Wilcox, slight, bald, unamused, glances at the couple, both visibly distressed, then glances at the nameless child. I see, he says. The reason being. We are waiting for a letter, Ashok says, explaining the situation in detail. I see, Mr. Wilcox says again. That is unfortunate. I'm afraid your only alternative is to have the certificate read baby boy Ganguly. You will, of course, be required to amend the permanent record when a name is decided upon. Ashima looks at Ashok expectantly. Is that what we should do? I don't recommend it, Mr. Wilcox says. You will have to appear before a judge, pay a fee. The red tape is endless. Oh dear, Ashok says. Mr. Wilcox nods, and silence ensues. Don't you have any backups, he asks. Ashima frowns. What does it mean, backup? Well, something in reserve, in case you didn't like what your grandmother has chosen. Ashima and Ashok shake their heads. It has never occurred to either of them to question Ashima's grandmother's selection, to disregard an elder's wishes in such a way. You can always name him after yourself, or one of your ancestors, Mr. Wilcox suggests, admitting that he is actually Howard Wilcox III. It's a fine tradition. The kings of France and England did it, he adds. But this isn't possible, Ashima and Ashok think to themselves. This tradition doesn't exist for Bengalis, naming a son after father or grandfather, a daughter after mother or grandmother. This sign of respect in America and Europe, this symbol of heritage and lineage, would be ridiculed in India. Within Bengali families, individual names are sacred, inviolable. They are not meant to be inherited or shared. Then what about naming him after another person? Someone you greatly admire. Mr. Wilcox says, his eyebrows raised hopefully. He sighs. Think about it. I'll be back in a few hours, he tells them, exiting the room.